Today, just another day in the Juan Soto sweepstakes. ESPN's Jeff Passan has said that he thinks that Soto and his camp are going to make a decision right before winter meetings next week. We're going to break that down on yet another edition of Juan Soto. I mean Mets Digest. What's going on, everybody? Flobo Boyce here, rocking with you on the Mets Digest desk. Myself, alongside Mike D'Angelo, we break down the news and notes, the Mets, and what the organization front office is doing during this hot stove season. So do us a favor, if you haven't already, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the video, and make sure you subscribe to get yourself in the know so you know what's happening next down the pipe. And look, if you can tell by my tone already, your boy's over it, man. Like, this Juan Soto circus needs to be ending soon. Why? Because Juan Soto's a big deal, and the longer this gets stretched out, a lot of the other questions I want answered about the Mets organization next year won't come to an answer. Meaning, will Pete Alonso be back? Will Sean Manaea be back? Will Starling Marte and Jeff McNeil be on the roster in 2025? These are real questions because, frankly, the everyday circus of finding bits and notes about Juan Soto is running me ragged because I feel I need to report them, but when I do report them, people are saying I'm clickbaiting them, even though I'm giving you the first 30 seconds of what I'm actually going to talk about. But speaking of that, just talk about Jeff Passan, one of the more trusted individuals in the game, has covered almost everything when it comes to baseball, but especially the Juan Soto situation, has said that he believes that Juan Soto is close to making a decision of which team he's going to sign for the foreseeable next some odd years, we'll get that in a second, by the winter meetings, which are next week. This comes from a transliteration from SNY TV. Jeff Passan talks the latest on the Soto negotiations on Wednesday Sports Center and broke down he may find out where the 26-year-old phenom is going. The expectation that there will be meetings over the weekend, and it's that point Juan Soto will decide where he's going to go. We will know at the latest at the time the winter meetings in Dallas start. The winter meetings begin Monday, December 9th. Now, that could be interpreted not a bunch of ways, but a few different ways. I'll put the quote back up there. A decision could be meaning narrowing it down to one or agreeing verbally. We don't really know if it's going to be a contract signed in hand, and if so, how long the delay would be before a team could formally announce it, or it would be a thing where it's a formality while you go into the winter meetings. But that's great. This tells us that we're not going to have this thing reach into Christmas and the new year. We're going to find ourselves an answer to this Juan Soto circus. The Athletic had reported a couple days ago that the 5 teams in play, the Yankees, the Mets, the Red Sox, Blue Jays, and Los Angeles Dodgers, have all broken the $600 million threshold. However, we don't really have an insight as to terms or term length, so we don't really know what the AAV is going to be. So the magic number is definitely going to be north of 600. We don't hear anything about the Phillies or the Washington Nationals, so they are officially eliminated. I'm not sure if you're any Phillies Digest fans, you come across the Mets Digest page, but the Phillies seem to be out of this situation. But that is a really good godsend, having a decision by the winter meetings, because you all know the winter meetings are a kind of fun thing, especially fun if you are a virtual general manager like I am in the game out of the park baseball. You meet with other GMs, you talk about the roadmap for the league, you discuss the golden net bat rule this year or whatever, Rule 5 draft and all that jazz. Dallas will be very, very interesting to see how that shakes out. And so as that, we got that kind of a semi-bomb from Jeff Passan over there at ESPN as well. There was really more of a discussion about the remaining finalists and where Juan Soto will be the biggest impact for the team, or for the team that ends up signing him. And so the Mets definitely has a higher, what they call a Soto score. I'm going to put this up here so you can see it full screen over there at ESPN. Shout out to them for going more into the detail. I'm going to really just summarize here, but the name of the game is that, yes, it is an upgrade for the Mets as far as they weren't able to sign Soto. That puts them really to a scarier team, but they would fall short between the National League stalwarts, the Dodgers, and the Phillies as the teams are constructed right now. This is also why I kind of wish we had more of an insight about our infield and other position players going into the Juan Soto signing, but there's so many members of the team that are in their last year are free agents. And so being able to still be considered in the mix is always great. I love the postseason increase of 20.8% because, frankly, we were 6 wins away of winning the whole dang thing. But who wasn't a team that was all the way going the thing with the New York Yankees, and that was a team that are really trying to get Soto to sign again. They fell short in the World Series, got embarrassed by the Los Angeles Dodgers, or Fat Joe embarrassed New York more than anyone could possibly do. They are still the incumbents. They still have a chance. They're still in this. It's not a done deal. Even though the Mets are a favorite, even though the word imminent has been passed around all throughout the internet space right there, you really can't discount the Yankees, and we discussed why you really can't discount the Red Sox. I don't think he's going to sign with the Red Sox, but that's just a personal opinion. But speaking of the Red Sox, Ian Brown, who is the beat writer for the Red Sox, actually chimed in on the idea about the offer being made to Juan Soto, especially with the Toronto Blue Jays offering the highest amount. And he goes on and says, I don't believe so, quote, he says. I feel that there is always some player the Blue Jays are willing to go the distance with. Remember last year, Shohei Ohtani is flying in on a plane situation. Let's face it, he continues, Ian Brown continues, they aren't as desirable a market to play in as others on the list, especially with Vlad Guerrero Jr.'s uncertain future. I can't see him going there even for the highest bid. And that raises 2 points. One, money can be everything, but is it truly everything? Would you want to be able to step back if you're Juan Soto? If the Yankees offer you, say, $5 or $6 million less, but you know the Yankees are a team that was so close to winning the whole thing, would you go for a team like Toronto, which is formidable, but they kind of stumbled in that AL East? Arson Judge, kind of ironically, turned down more money for the San Francisco Giants a couple seasons ago when he resigned with the New York Yankees as its captain. So they always keep that into mind. And all the other thing is the Vlad Guerrero situation. Bo Bichette and Vlad Guerrero have always been the subject of their own rumors of either not being re-signed or being dished away. And so if Vlad does not stay, if the Mets sign Vlad, again, just speculating, just to give you a little bit of an example here, I'm not saying that he's going to sign, please don't say clickbait in the comments, would that really change the dynamic? Would it be also seen as a double step back if Bo Bichette and Vladimir Guerrero get shipped as well? So something to consider about if you're Juan Soto. You're young, you're impressionable, you want to be able to be competitive for a long time. You already have the ring. If you get something else, you have a chance to really build your legacy in your image now, because this will be the team, theoretically, you'll be with for the next 5, 10, 15 years. We don't really know how long that term is going to be. Again, keeping ourselves in mind with the stat line there for Juan. Being able to be such a offensive threat, if they do the golden bat rule, that's somebody I would pick to play with. No, in all seriousness, what is that golden bat rule? Let me know in the comments below if you're a fan of that, because I know I am not. But then you can also see how they can really impact the team over a long period of time. So he's such a good star. Anyone would have to try to sign him. But to be frank, if there's anyone who's available or anyone who's knowledgeable, to pick a lower cost option if a plan A doesn't work out, is David Stearns in the front office. So to summarize, Jeff Passan from ESPN says, to his knowledge, it looks like Soto's going to make his decision before the winter meetings on Monday. The Athletic said there's 5 teams in play: the Mets, the Yankees, the Red Sox, Blue Jays, and the Dodgers. And we talked about using the deductive reasoning of the Yankees being the incumbent team, the Mets being the number one imminent, quote-unquote, choice up top, and then choices 3 through 5, the Blue Jays having their own issues, the Red Sox having their own issues, and of course the Dodgers having the money, but definitely doesn't seem like they have been pushing quite as hard based on things we have seen and what we're inferring. So 5 teams in play. Mets seems to be the team with the advantage. We might get a decision this weekend. We haven't got one now, but Jeff Passan says it, so I believe him. I think we should too. Again, if it's up to me, I hope he signs either tomorrow or just stretch it out to the All-Star game. But I really want to know, where's Pete Alonso going to go? I want to know where Sean Manaea's going to go. I want to know, is there any other free agent pitching we're going to get? Are we getting Corbin Burns? Let's get back to that side of the hot stove personally. But until then, it's Juan Soto time, baby. Let me know in the comments below of what you think of the new developments. I read them all, positive, negative, everything in between. It means the world to me to be as honest as you can. I try to be as open as I can with all the content here. But until next time, and I do mean this, it's LGM to the bitter end.